here with Hard Money Bankers. Today I want to talk about a question and a comment I get quite a lot, which is, how do you close in 24 hours? I don't believe you. How do you do it? So today, since we're nearing the holidays, we're going to show you how we can close in 24 hours using some gingerbread and holiday spirit items here. So to start, we have these gummy bears out here. And this gummy bear, named John Smith, has found this beat up house. He walks in and sees there's tape everywhere. Says, this is a perfect flip house. This one's for me. So he needs to close in 2 days. But the first person he talks to is a traditional lender. And that's this guy. This is your traditional lender. Hard money lender, I should say. So when he comes and talks to the lender, he says, hey, Mr. Lender, can I have a loan for this house that I think is a perfect fix and flip? And he says, absolutely, that sounds good. We're just going to need a few documents. And by a few documents, I mean your W-2, your tax returns, your bank statements, your payment history, your pay stubs, your credit history, your flipping history, your renting history, and a whole lot more that I haven't even mentioned. But for the sake of this video here, let's assume you have all the documents needed first time with your hard money lender. So you go to your hard money lender and say, okay, here they all are. Now can we do the loan? He says, well, first I have to get approval for us to do that. And the reason why he needs approval is because they're bank backed. And what that means is they have spoken to a bank and said, hey, can I have a line of credit out to give out to people to lend for a house? So when he receives your paperwork, he's really just taking it, packaging it up nicely, and bringing it to the bank, Mr. Bank, over here, and says, Mr. Bank, John Smith wants to take out a loan. Here's all of his paperwork. What can you do for us? And he says, we'll take a look at it, but it's going to take us at least 3 days before we get back to you. So 3 days later, again, assuming everything goes well. If it doesn't, it's going to take much longer. But assuming it does, he comes back to the lender and says, yes, you're approved. He says, great. Now we just need to get an appraiser out in the house. So the lender here is going to hire a third-party appraiser to come out and take a look at the house and say, hey, how much is this worth now? And how much is it going to be worth after they fix it up? So the appraiser says, sure, I'll do that for you, but that's going to take me at least 3 days to do that. Lender says, okay, well, please go ahead and do that. 3 days later, the appraiser report comes in, appraisal report. He gives it to the lender. The lender says, great, thanks. I got to go send this back to the bank. The bank has to review it again. Another 3 days goes by for the bank to say, okay, we're looking at John Smith's document, we're looking at the appraisal, everything lines up. Let's do this. Lender says, great. One more thing. We got to go to our legal team that we have set up and get their review and sign off. Legal team says, sure, we'll take a look. You're going to need to give us 3 days, though. So the lender reluctantly goes back and waits for the legal team. Assuming it comes back and everything's fine, then it took 12 business days for them to get your loan out. Keep in mind, they're not working on weekends. So that's 3 weeks later since you went to that hard money lender to get approval and closing set up for this house. So how does Hard Money Bankers do all of that in 24 hours? Seriously, we do it in 24 hours. So we'll start with the banker. We don't need Mr. Banker. We take him out of the equation. We are true private money. We are friends, family, and personal money, which means we have direct allocation of all the money. We don't need to go get approval for every house that you come to us with. Next, we can take out the appraiser. We don't need him either. We take the address you give us and we do what's called desktop comping, and we know our markets very well, which is why we're in the areas that we're in: New Jersey, Philly, Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, and we know them really well. So we can take the address you give us and get back to you the same day saying, we know how much we can lend to you on that property. And that's all it takes there. And finally, your legal team. We have an awesome legal team that knows we make our money closing in 24 hours. So they know that when we come to them and say, hey, we got an address for you, they're on it like that. Okay, it doesn't take 3 days for them to get back to us. They know the deal. They know that we have to close in 24 hours. So you can take this giant list of documents that you're gonna need, forget it with us. The only thing you need to give us is an address, the acquisition price, and the construction cost. You send those three things, we can get back to you that day where we can lend on that property for you. It's that easy with us, it really is. You can ask the 2,500 people we've done deals with. So you're working directly with the lender here with us, which is me or my partners that many of you worked with. You come to us and in 24 hours, you're able to take the perfect flip house you found and turn it into this awesome fix and flip house that you're going to be able to resell for everyone. So that's it, and thanks for watching this video, everyone, and happy holidays, everyone.